What's up everyone, this is Scher talking, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be making a review of the next Off-Banner style, Johan the Hour of Fate. This character comes from SaGa Frontier 2, he was already in the game but as a martial artist, now he can use his swords. Okay, so let's go straight to rsrsdb.com. There are 4 different versions of Johan in the game. 2 are A styles, the good thing, they are platinum. Then there is an S style and now the first double S style. There is a future version of Johan, but I'll talk about it later. This one uses swords, contrary to the older ones that were martial artists. Okay, so Johan has a focus on 3 different status: STR, Agility, and Intelligence. He gets arrows for STR and Intelligence, but the bonuses goes for STR and Agility. It makes sense because he is a status inflictor and also buff his own STR and Intelligence. That means that he will get more STR and Intelligence for more damage and more chances of inflicting status ailments. But all his other status suffer from having 3 status as a focus. His endurance is totally terrible, only 43%. That means that if he gets hit with physical attacks, he's gonna suffer a lot. But he does have stealth, so if there's many single target attacks in a fight, he may not get hit as much, but if there is AoE, he would take more damage than your normal characters. His will is not that high, only 67%, and that's why mages are usually the best status inflictors or debuffers, because they will have very high will by themselves and will not get afflicted with status ailments. So he will suffer from this as well. But talking about arrows, you can find double arrows for STR in his A style and double arrows for Agility in his S style, so pretty easy to farm at least. Okay, now for passives, the first one is called Raging Spirit 2, STR and Intelligence. When landing an attack, he will buff his STR and Intelligence by 20%. That is pretty huge. And this is something that you can find in a premium style, that being Zosma. Zosma is an Intelligence debuffer and has this, a limited style, so that passive is amazing actually, because buffing STR and Intelligence will increase the damage output and make him a better status inflictor. And he can inflict some interesting stuff, but with some risk, because he takes high damage. His second passive is called Paralyzing Erosion. When landing an attack, he has a 37% chance to inflict Paralyze to a target. Paralyze lasts for 4 turns. Well, it's interesting that it's 37% chance, bigger than 25 usually, because, well, every 3 turns on average he will be able to paralyze a target. That means that he will probably be able to cycle. That is if RNG is on your side. Well, you can compare Johan to Evelyn. Well, Evelyn has her Wicked Witch style, and she has 25% chance to paralyze and 25% chance to poison when she's attacking. It is a very nice strategy because she can keep using Shrill to debuff the enemy will and increase the chance to inflict those ailments. She also buffs her Intelligence when attacking by 20%. That is the same case with him. He even buffs his STR because he needs it for damage. He's not a mage. So he's like a poor version of Evelyn, at least on this regard. Paralyze and poison combine in some challenges and tower stages, so he can also poison, but we'll talk about that later. And the last passive is Fired Up 6, increasing damage by 30% at all times. All in all, Johan can do some damage in long fights because he keeps buffing his STR and Intelligence. And eventually, when he is using his skills to inflict ailments, he can do some damage. Now for skills we have Strike Slash. This is a 0 VP attack that deals both slash and blunt. Interesting that it's blunt because he's also a martial artist and he was just doing blunt with his older style. Now he can also do slash and has a chance to stun the target. The chance is only low, and we do have much better stun inflictors in the game. Well, I can talk about the best ones like Undine. We have Bubble Pop with her version, Volcano is the enemy, and you can pass on into the best version of her, that is Global X. Or you can also do it with Miss Surfing. She's also very good inflictor. Miss Surfing has it with her freestyle, Bubble Pop, and you can inherit into the Christmas one that also buffs Intelligence. There's also Matcha, another very good status inflictor. Matcha is even AoE. She can do it super easily with Matcha Benison buffing her Intelligence, and the attack is actually Rock Stings. Now, an interesting comparison is with Global X Rock. Well, she has 96% Intelligence, right? And she has Lightning Crash that has low chance to stun. And it did stun many times in the past, right? 96% intelligence. Let's give a look on Johan again. Johan has 89. Of course, he doesn't have a bonus for intelligence, but since he actually buffed his intelligence, he's a better stun inflictor than Global X Rock on turn 2 and beyond. So yeah, he will work in some scenarios, that is true, and because of his good agility, he will be able to stun before the enemy attacks. But then the enemy should not have any type of resistance to stun, or else you have to bring wilde buffers or intelligence buffers to raise Johan's intelligence even further. Now, the second skill is called Shadowless Strike, and this one is very nice. For 8 BP only, you get a double S power attack that deals slash damage with 53 mod. Well, let me show you here on our SaGa. The strongest double S attack has 55 mod. Only 56, it's already triple S power, so it's actually a pretty good skill for the coast. And it carries two different effects. The first one, it has a high chance to inflict poison. That is actually awesome, since he buffs himself. There's only two characters with high chance to inflict poison in the game right now. Johan, and the other one is Scorn. The good thing is that both characters can be easily acquired, since one is an Off-Banner, the other one is a Platinum. In Scorn case, he does it on a single target as well, and his skill costs 10 PP instead of 8. Well, Johan will be able to use it on turn 1 and then on turn 3 again if he failed by any chance. So it's maybe better to even start with Strike Slash, so you buff your intelligence before you use Shadowless Strike. And the second effect is a stealth stance with small effect. That means that he will decrease the chance of being attacked. Remember his endurance, I said that it's very bad? Well, this can help him survive better, but again, only if the enemy has many single target attacks instead of AoE. If it has AoE, it does not help him at all. Now, the last skill is called Tornado Blade Plus. For 13 BP, you get an AoE attack with slash damage, double S power, and 48 mod with critical damage against flying enemies. Well, it cannot be used on turn 1, but if you have other characters finishing the first wave, he can use Tornado Plus in the second wave. Oh, it's pretty easy to use that as well, because you can just leave Shadowless Strike on 11 and Strike Slash is 0. That means that he will not waste BP on the first wave or first turn. He will always use Tornado Blade Plus if you so desire, and makes it actually pretty useful when you need very strong damage on wave 2. And if you want to bring him for single target farming, it's also okay. You just use Shadowless Strike on turn 1, then Strike Slash, and then Shadowless Strike again on turn 3. This works for 3-wave scenarios or even for raids if you are lacking on slash damage. As for inheritance, is easy. His A style offers the best skills. The first one, Tumble. It's a 3BP skill that has medium chance to stun. Since he has a very high intelligence, this one is even better than Strike Slash. Medium has better chances to land. Besides that, you can also get Submission Plus in the future. This will debuff STR by 20%. They are better users of Submission Plus, but if you are missing out, Submission will help, since he buffs his intelligence every time that he attacks. Well, Johan is a substitute for people that miss it out on Wicked Witch, and will work more against specific challenges, tower, stages, and so. Well, Johan is not bad at all. He offers 3 different status elements: stun, poison, and paralyzes, and he is very good on inflicting those, even comparing to premium styles. But he lacks survivability and will easily die depending on the content, so you need to bring extra help to keep him alive. That's why he's situational, and it's going to receive only an S grade in our tier list. And for extra info, in the future we'll get another version of Johan, back to martial arts this time, and he is an STR debuffer and nuker. With a 0 BP skill he can debuff STR, or with a 3 BP he can do it for AoE. And there is a nuke with only 10 BP but costs 1 LP, and he is on a very good banner that has Gustave and Nisty. Most people will summon for this one. And he also has a heat up effect like the last Global X Liza. But who knows what they're going to do when this style gets to global. But that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do you have Johan? What do you think about him? Say here on the comment section. If you want to support the channel, there are links in the description of the video. I hope to see you soon in the next one. Bye.